Rhyme is the repetition of the last stressed vowel sound and all the sounds that follow in it in two or more words. To make it simple, it is a repetition of similar sounding words occurring at the end of the poem. It's a tool for bringing rhythm in a poem, and it differentiates poetry from prose. Upon looking at a given example, try to look at the end of each line. There we have star, R, high, and sky. So the first line and the second lines have rhymes, and the third and the fourth lines also rhymes. So therefore we can say that there are two rhymes here in the given example. Now let's proceed to the possessions of rhymes in poetry. First, we have end rhymes, wherein rhyming words appear only at the end of the lines. Remember, at the end of the lines. So here's an example. I think that I shall never see a poem lovely as tree. So the end part here is sea and tree. We can say that sea and tree are rhyming words. Next, we have internal rhyme, wherein the rhyming words appear within the lines. Remember, within the lines. So for example, the crows and bows throws endless blows. So the underlined words are showing the rhymes. Next, we have I rhyme, wherein the words look alike but sound different. So here's an example. They may look alike, but actually they differs in sound. So that's an I rhyme. Next, we have slant rhyme, or also known as new rhyme, half rhyme, weak rhyme, or imperfect rhyme. So these rhymes aren't quite rhymes in which they just a vowel sound like heart and star, or which they just a consonant sound like milk and walk. It is a technique perhaps more in tune with the uncertainties of the modern age that strong rhyme. Remember, it is more in tune. So for example, the words sound similar but they aren't close enough to make a full rhyme. So that's a slant rhyme. Next, we have double rhymes, also known as feminine rhyme or trochaic rhymes. So the rhymes using words of two syllables in which the heavy stress falls on the first syllable. Remember, the heavy stress falls on the first syllable. For example, we have seasons and reasons, and habit and rabbit. Next, we have masculine rhymes. These are single stress syllable rhymes found at the very end of each line in poetry. For example, next we have link rhyme. It is a rhyme between the last syllable or syllables of a line with the first syllable or syllables of the following line. So for example, next we have identical rhyme. It is simply using the same word twice. Next, we have forced rhyme, the positive forced rhyme and the negative forced rhyme. When you say positive forced rhyme, it occurs when the poet gives effect of seeming to surrender helplessly to the exigencies of a difficult rhyme. So for example, while negative forced rhyme occurs when the reader believes that in the context of using a rhyming word, it focuses on the rhyme instead of the meaning. For example, next we have diminishing rhyme. It is a rhyme using words or parts of words that are pronounced identically but have different meanings. Remember, pronounced identically but have different meanings. So for example, we have. So now you know the different possessions of rhymes, and you can identify where a rhyme is located. So let's apply it in identifying the rhyme scheme of a given piece. When we say rhyme scheme, it is a pattern that describes where the rhyming words fall within a given stanza or verse. Rhyme schemes do not tell you anything about meter or line lengths. They only outline the number and the placement of rhyme words. Rhyme schemes are represented by letters, and each letter in the rhyme scheme represents one line in the poem or in the story. Remember, each letter in the rhyme scheme represents one line in the poem or in the story. Repeated letters indicates rhymes. So every time you see repeated letters, It shows that there is rhymes in the given piece. So here's an example. Based on the given example, it shows AB rhyme scheme. This indicates that there are two rhymes in the stanza. So the rhyme denoted by the letter A falls in the first and third lines, and rhyme denoted by the letter B falls in the second and the fourth lines. Let's have another example. So, in the given example, it shows an ABCB rhyme scheme. The first and third line do not rhyme, hence the use of different letters to represent the lines A and C. The above example were examples of what we called alternate line rhyme schemes because, as we can see, the rhyme is on alternate lines. Rhyming couplet is the most common type of rhyme scheme. A couplet is a two-line stanza, so there is only one place for those rhyme words to fall. Rhyming couplets can be repeated or they can be mixed with other rhyme schemes for a more complex structure. So here's an example. A rhyme scheme is usually repeated in each stanza of a given work. So if the first stanza is an ABAB, generally the subsequent stanzas are also, but it doesn't have to be. So let's try to look at this example. So based on the given example, we can say that there is no official list of acceptable rhyme schemes, and anybody can make it. Now let's talk about the different types of rhyme scheme. First, we have alternative rhyme. It is also known as an ABAB rhyme scheme. So here's an example. Next, we have couplet. It contains two-line stanzas. Try to look at the example. Next, we have monorhyme. Every line rhymes the same, so we call it monorhyme because each lines have the same rhymes. Try to look at the example. Next, we have enclosed rhyme. It uses rhyme scheme of ABBA or ABA. And lastly, we have ballad. It contains three stanzas with a rhyme of ABAB, BCBC, following by BCBC. Aside from the types of rhyme schemes mentioned lately, there are some common rhyme schemes that you should know. First, we have TERRA RIMA rhyme scheme. It uses tercets. When we say tercets, it has three-line stanzas. TERRA RIMA rhyme scheme follows the rhyme scheme of ABA, BCB, CDC, and DET. Next, we have Keats' Odes rhyme scheme. This is famous in his odes, and Keats has used a specific rhyme scheme which is ABA, BCDE, CDE. And we have limerick. The poem uses 5 lines with a rhyme scheme of AAPBA. Then we have also triplet. It often repeats like a couplet, uses rhyme scheme of AAA, or we shall call that tercets. Lastly, we have villanelle. It's a 19-line poem consisting of 5 tercets and a final quatrain, and uses rhyme scheme of A1, BA2, AB81, ABA2, ABA1, ABA2, and the quatrain ABA1A2. Upon knowing different types and the different positions of rhymes, maybe you can ask yourself, what are the functions of rhyme scheme? Why we need to study rhyme scheme? So, I'm going to answer your questions. The functions of rhyme scheme is an integral part of the constitution of a poem, which includes meter, length of phrase, and the rhythm. It makes language sound more beautiful and thoughtfully composed, pleasant to listen, and more memorable. So it is used to create balance, relieve tension, manage flow, and create rhythm, and also highlight important ideas. It forms units of sound and suggests units of sense. And it communicates the idea in a more effective way. So that's how rhyme scheme works. And those are the positions of rhyme and the different types of rhyme scheme. Do you find it interesting? Do you think it is important to study rhyme scheme? Feel free to share your ideas with us and comment down below. Till next time, bye bye.